Honor, if I may have the attention of the court, please. You know, in light of the new evidence, the prosecution will now be dropping all charges against Saul Canelo Alvarez for ducking Gennady Golovkin. That is all. Order in the court. Order in the court. You know, there is no doubt that on my channel, because we look at things from the surface, right? So all we could do is judge things from the surface. And I'm still critical of a lot of decisions Canelo made, right? And it's not like I'm letting him completely off the hook, right? This isn't double jeopardy. I can put him back on trial if I want on my channel. But the thing is that there is no doubt that in light of this new evidence, a $10 million evidence, right? That the talk of that Canelo is ducking Gennady Golovkin and he doesn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin, you know, on this channel that's ended. That's done. Because $10 million is a very good guarantee. It's very good. Right? You know, a lot of you guys acting like it's not. Yes, it is. Alright? Oh, hell yes it is. Let me kind of put it this way to you guys, okay? If you think 10 million is too much, too little, or just right, right? Come on. Canelo wouldn't offer 10 million if he didn't want the fight. Right? And you know I'm right. You know when you think about it, like, fuck. I don't like this fucker, but he's fucking right. Shit. Like, you know it. Okay, you know it. You know I'm right. But fine, you know, go tell yourself whatever you want. It's cool. $10 million. That's the end of the argument. As of right now, that's the end of the argument, right? Now, I know, look, I understand, right? You know, a lot of Gennady Golovkin fans feel that, hey, well, you know, that's kind of lowballing Gennady, because what if, here comes the what ifs, right? Well, what if the fight sells big time? Like, what if it does 2 million and then, you know, Canelo goes, you know, he runs away with all the money and Golovkin's stuck with only 10 million? What if? Look, the fight's not going to do anything near 2 million. That's number one, okay? Okay. I think Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo would do something similar to Canelo versus Cotto, right? Maybe even a little more, right? And keep in mind, Cotto was a household name. He's a bigger name than Gennady Golovkin, right? Okay? But Cotto's been on pay-per-views, and in many cases the B-side, right? With Pacquiao, with Mayweather, and those pay-per-views sold very well, right? But the reality is, I think the fight will do over 1 million. I do. And that's saying a lot. You know, but first of all, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee the fight does that much. That's number one. Right? I believe it will, but it's not a guarantee. Right? Like, I wouldn't bet, like, a loved one's life on it. You know, like it's not like I'm not that confident it would. Okay. I think it will, but I don't know if it will or not. But regardless, I think the fight will make profit. But you can't guarantee profit if, like, what do you guys think Golovkin should get? Like, what are you guys thinking exactly? You know? You know, they got to spend money on promoting the fight. The commercials they're going to put on during football games and stuff like that, somebody's got to pay for those ads. Before they sell any pay-per-view, they're going to be in the negatives. They got to sell a couple 100,000 just to break even with what they've spent for the fight. Do you guys have any idea? At $70 a pop, do you have any idea how many buys that fight would have to do just to break even the 10 million of Gennady Golovkin? Do you have any idea? Do you guys have any idea at all? Do you need DStyle to break it down for you or what? First of all, at $70 a pop, half of that goes to DirecTV and Time Warner and whoever you're purchasing the pay-per-view from. Half of it. That's number one. Okay? Half of it's gone. So stop. You guys got to stop getting a calculator and multiplying 70 by whatever. Okay? That's not the way it works. First, you gotta divide 70 by 2 first. Okay? Or you can multiply it by 70 and then divide by 2. However you want to do it, but you got to divide by 2 at some point. Okay? You got to cut it in half. Do you have an idea? They would have to do roughly a little under 286,000 buys. 286,000 buys just to break even the 10 million of Gennady Golovkin. Not to mention what they're going to have to sell just to make up for all the promotion for the fight. And then keep in mind, they got to pay the undercard fighters, right? Undercard fighters got to get paid too, right? Crew needs to get paid. HBO's going to want their cut. Golden Boy wants their cut. K1 Promotions wants their cut, right? Everybody wants their cut. The fighters will pay, you know, like Abel Sanchez will get something out of Gennady, right? 286,000, just under that. Just to break even. When has Gennady Golovkin proven he can sell 280,000 all by himself? When has he proven that? He hasn't. He did 150,000 against David Lemieux, and he made $2 million. Okay? He made $2 million for 150,000. With the help of David Lemieux, right? Gennady was the A side in that fight. And somehow you guys think that 10 million isn't good enough? It's more than good enough. Are you kidding me? It's almost 300,000 buys right there. Canelo's the A side. He's got to get paid too, by the way. I didn't mention Canelo. He's going to make the lion's share of the money. Where are you guys getting that 10 million isn't enough? That it's an insult. Like, oh no. Where are you guys getting this from? I mean, you're crying for spilled milk. Do you know how much Canelo made as a guarantee against Floyd? $5 million. Half of what Gennady Golovkin's being offered right now as a guarantee. Half. But you want me to feel sorry for Gennady Golovkin? No, but the cut. Look, nobody's saying they can't sit down and negotiate this. All right. No, nobody's saying that. You know what I think? Like, in my opinion, the way I would negotiate it with Gennady Golovkin, if I was Golden Boy, I would say, look, 10 million is your guarantee, right? If you think you're worth more than that, tell you what, you know, we got to pay you We got to pay our guy. We got to pay the undercard. We got to make money back for all the promoting for the fight. Okay, we got to pay the crew. Everybody's got to get paid. Once everybody gets paid and we make profit, right? Whatever it is, after 1.1 million buys or whatever, after that, you'll get a cut. You'll get a cut out of every pay-per-view, right? All that could be negotiated. But that's not even the point. First of all, there's no guarantee that it even does that much. There's no guarantee. You guys are assuming. Off of what? He did 150 against David Lemieux. I mean, it's not like he's breaking records. You guys are acting like this dude is breaking records when he has a fight on HBO or something. You know, he gets average views on HBO. I mean, he's one of the highest viewed on HBO today, but the rate, they're not that impressive. He could barely even get 1 million people to watch him for free on HBO. Like, what makes you think this guy's going to help generate 1 million buys? Like, you guys don't make any sense, right? You're just assuming that 10 million is a real good offer, right? If you want to argue the details and the nuance, and well, I believe that if it does this much, he could get a cut out of that. All that could be negotiated. All that could be negotiated, right? But they never came out and said, when that offer came out, they never came out and said, oh, can you guys believe it? They only offered me 10 million. You know why they didn't do that? Because everybody would have looked at them and been like, hey, well, what happened to, you're begging guys to fight you. Nobody wants to fight you. What happened to that? I didn't know 10 million was begging. Like, oh, man, please, no, I don't want to fight you here. 10 million, no. Like, get the hell out of here. Someone offering you 10 million doesn't sound like you're begging them to fight you, okay? This narrative it's starting to die down, right? It just is. The word needs to get out. Everybody needs to know about this, right? People need to stop making up numbers too. Well, look, look, $70 a pop at 1 million buys, that's 70 million. Says who? Says who? Divide it by half, you fools. Divide it by half. It's 35 million. All right? Come on, guys. God. Okay? Like at $70 a pop, okay? 1 million buys, they would make 35 million, roughly. Okay? You got to pay Gennady Golovkin $10 million. You're left with 25 million. Right? Come on. Like Canelo's got to get paid too. And they're not just, everybody else isn't just putting up the fight. You got to pay for the promotion of the fight. You got to pay for all that stuff. HBO wants a cut. People want a cut here, right? You got to pay the crew. You got to pay the undercard. You got to pay a lot of things. So I don't understand where you guys are getting these numbers from. Sure, you got the gate. The gate will do a couple million more, right? Fine. But all this, you guys are underestimating or overestimating what Gennady Golovkin is worth. Right? You're overestimating it. He's a star. What makes you think like this fight's going to do 2 million or some shit? What evidence do you have for this? Right? 2 million don't even watch him on HBO. What makes you think they're going to do 2 million buys? I just don't get it. Anyway, I mean, come on, guys. Seriously. In case you're wondering where I got 286,000 from, right? I mean, keep in mind, this is if you at $70 a pop. Okay, you divide that by 2, right? That's basically what it is, okay? And you got the $10 million, right? So that's where I'm getting that from. How many buy, like at $35 a pop, how many buys you need to sell to make up for $70 million? That's where I'm getting that from. Okay? I'm not just making these numbers up. You know, plus there's no guarantee to, what if it does 700,000? You guys are just assuming this fight's going to do a lot. Like you're just assuming that. We don't know that for a fact. This is just a guarantee that is given to Gennady Golovkin, and it's more than enough. It just is. I know you know, look. I know, like, oh man, I wish Gennady Golovkin was a bigger star, but he's not. All right? He's not. When Gennady Golovkin shows up to an airport or something, people don't just, he's not a magnet. People don't just gravitate to him or some shit, okay? He's a decently popular star who's definitely worth $10 million, okay? He deserves every penny of the $10 million. That's a very good payday. And then the upside of beating Canelo, that's even more paydays for him moving forward, right? So, there you go, all right? Peace out. DStyleBoxing.